We've had a driving rainstorm make its way through the plains, and it definitely is going to be a factor here this afternoon at Empower Field at Mile High in Denver. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season, as it'll be the Miami Dolphins taking on the Denver Broncos. And off we go from Denver. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Throwing to start here is Tua. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
I know some guys that love to start the year off with a deep shot downfield, trying to begin things with a home run ball. That might be the more exciting option, but I think that this was the smarter play.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at their 49-yard line.
From just shy of midfield, here's a 2nd down and 4. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He'll dump this off to Achane. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That's good for a 1st down, a 2nd catch of the opening drive. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're a back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
3rd down and 1. They'll run for it with Achane. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear. But here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on 4th. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle, 38 yards. And the Dolphins are on the board here first in the season opener. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. looking to put a drive together. Operating from the gun, here's Hicks. Oh, his first throw of the season is intercepted. And he's going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. And now, Charles, they're working with a short field, a chance to make this a two-score game, and these guys haven't even worked into a lather yet here in the first quarter.
Yeah, how about that? You score, you take it away, get an excellent return, and now you've got a chance to go up 2 scores in this game.
L.H.N. on 1st and 10. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And the kick here no good, but a penalty flag is down. Looks like he got run into. And that flag accepted. Sanders now to add the extra point. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good.
Jason Sanders kicking off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
Marvin Mims to return. The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And some room to run now. Still going. Joe Mixon. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Joe Mixon, 55 yards. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get them in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talk about it. Usually meant that thing's done.
Oh, well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. This offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3, because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Tua going to throw. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. A run straight ahead with Achane. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. Throw caught by Achane. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Achane on the counter. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And the Dolphins are going to have a first and goal as he's inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people.
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Devon Achane. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 21-7.
Jason Sanders can kick off for Miami.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, playing the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Second and 9 now from the 21. To throw is Nix. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now it's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Broncos first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Mixing up the middle. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Nix from the shotgun. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. Here's a diving catch right side. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 44-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. To throw, here's Nix. And that is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Here's 2nd and 10. Back to the air with Nix. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 34-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Nix to the air. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Nix. And that'll be incomplete. Boy, it took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, it looked like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Ready, away, away.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Open man is Waddle, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 66 yards rushing for him in his first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener. This offense in mid-season form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it up the middle now. Gordon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Looking to pass. Tua. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Oh, boy, tough conditions out there. I don't know if the defender slipped or what, but he had a man wide open, and that's a bad one to miss on. They don't come a whole lot easier than that one right there.
That's caught by Waller out left side. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that.
I thought maybe when he caught, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
If it was sunny, maybe this is a field goal attempt, but with the rain, they're going to go for it on 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25. Up the middle, Achane. And a decent game there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. 2nd down and 3. Achane here, they stay on the ground. And the Dolphins are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as strong running gets him to the 9-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
On a jet sweep, here comes Waddle. And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Dolphins are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Sanders on for the extra point. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty.
Jason Sanders to kick off for Miami.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Yeah. Can he put it aside? Let's find out.
Ready.
Throwing Nix. And this is incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun is Nix. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed.
A gain of 12 yards. Brings up 4th down.
Olay. Bombers. Olay.
They're going. It's Nix. Flushed out right. That is caught. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Back to throw again. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 12-yard line.
That's good for Broncos. 1st down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
I think the last 2 plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football. But how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those 2. Touchdown, Broncos. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Broncos get a late score here, the final minute of the first half. What's good on the extra point. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. Shifts by him at the 25. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the 2nd quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Lutz with the extra point. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Achane. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Play action, now it's Tua. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of momentum the other side is starting to gain.
It's safe. Go ahead. 22.
On third down, Achane. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
At their own 19-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter. And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Operating from the gun, Nix. And he's going to be intercepted for the third time thus far. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. Tough one there. First drive of the third quarter, throw an interception, and now a chance that they could be in even a bigger hole if they can convert this into points.
Yeah, but how good do you feel if you're that defensive coordinator right now? Because you just know that the head coach looked at him and said, turn him loose, big man. And he'd be able to take a few extra chances playing with this type of a lead, and boy, it paid off.
A give, running right, Achane. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Right back to Achane on second down. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And the Dolphins are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Achane will take this in for the Dolphin touchdown.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
To kick off for Miami.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And the Broncos
Operating from the gun. Here's Nix. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
It's second and 8 at the 45-yard line.
Here's second and 8. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
To throw is Nix. And that is incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they'll go for it on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Running right, here's Achane. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12.
Go.
Here's Tua. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
133 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. On first down, back to Achane. And will manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be second down.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Now Tua. They'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And the Dolphins are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They'll run. Achane. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the 3rd quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Riley Moss. And the Broncos are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. So a costly INT in the end zone, no less, puts the brakes on their potential scoring drive.
So many teams stick with the passing game down near the goal line because they see it as an extension of what they do between the 20s. But as we said many, many times, the further you drive, the more the field shrinks. And that was a nice job of making a play on the football and coming away with the interception.
A short throw to Ingram. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
To throw from his end zone, Nix. And he's upended at the 6 as they double their room to maneuver on a pickup of 3.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Now it's Nix. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for the Denver Broncos.
Here's Nix once more. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. 2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener. To throw, here's Nix. And he'll find Sutton on the right side, complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. And a manageable 3rd down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. Nix to throw again. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for the Broncos. 1st down.
Captain.
1st and 10 at the 30.
Here's Nix. Finding Mixon here again on back-to-back plays. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Second and 7. Nix to the air. A short throw to Ingram. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards. That's another Denver Broncos.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Nix eluding the pressure right. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4.
Makes it 3rd and 4.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's 4th down. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
So after the conversion on 4th, here's 1st and 10 just outside of the red zone. Now the Central Florida product is R.J. Harvey.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
1st down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Throwing Nix.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Third and goal, and keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Ready. 180. Bombers. Away.
They're going. It's Nix.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Dolphins are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
And able to find a little space. He gets us up over the 15 to the 16. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. This is Gordon as they go to him again. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The Miami 1st down, that one going for a gain of 11.
Well, I don't think there's any question, Brandon, at this stage, the stop troops, the defensive guys, they got to use their 3 timeouts here. They've got to stop them and get the ball back.
Yeah, if you're in that 2-3 score deficit window that they're in now, you got to get it ASAP.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Stop them, use your timeouts. Easier to move the ball on offense without timeouts than to stop them on defense without using them.
Altogether, a pretty shaky start to the year for this defense as they defend another 1st and 10. To the 43, 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll try and grind some clock with Gordon.
And a pretty quick burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 42 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down fourth quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out. We've got them now.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Here's a give up the middle. It's Gordon. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 37. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Now this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. They'll try to run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and minicamps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes the defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes him susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Uchenna. Yeah, boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle's going to leave him about a yard or so short. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important fourth down. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
All right.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. Oh, and Tua going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked up by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Dolphins are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week one because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Pass throw right back to Joe Mixon. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
That's another Broncos first down.
They'll look to throw again. And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for week one, and one of our early window games here in week one on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record, but everyone's going to have to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between week one and week two. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
Twisting my words and bringing it to pass, baby, you know that you better than that. I don't got time to deal with the drama. I want the Chanel and I got your back. I promise that I would've never got involved if I knew I would get so attached. I promise that I would've never hit the road if I knew that you weren't coming back. Was it too much to ask for? You know that I had you. You know that I would've did anything, anything that you asked for. You know that I had you. I know that you know I gave you everything.
Stressing, quit stressing. You should already know how I'm stepping. Saying you want love for the essence. This time I'll be the one to address it. No ABCs, but I got that for your efforts. New Van Cleef for the necklace. Being that voice in the trenches, so tell me what's your preference. I'ma keep my cool if you stay composed. And when your boy gets home, I don't wanna hear no chat about. If you ain't got proof, then leave it alone. I'm on the road trying to keep us afloat. While you want space and a reason to grow. If things are best left kept on the low, then I think you should leave that after the tone.
Was it too much to ask for? You know